just finished crying because I have this new realization that it took me 24 years to understand. 24 years to finally understand that this whole time I've been so mean and so disrespectful to my soul. I've been hurting my soul and doing all these things that doesn't even make me happy. You know, like, I dated the wrong people. I looked for love in all the wrong places and put myself in all these really hurtful and painful situations. And I never knew that I was hurting my soul because I wasn't doing stuff that I loved. I was doing so many things, but it's like, just because you have the ability to do so many things in life, it doesn't mean that you should do it, you know? And it's like, whoa, you know, it's like very crazy to think about. It's honestly very crazy to think about. Excuse me, because the type of person that I am, it's like my whole life I kept trying to find some sense of identity, and I kept looking for like a label, a job. I love people and support rather than looking within, rather than saying, you know what, Rosanna, you got this. I believe in you. Let's go ahead and sing because I think you're a great singer and that's all that matters. But instead, it's like I spent 24 years of looking for the approval of other people and looking for love within guys, and oftentimes like hurting myself as a person, hurting my soul, because I would give myself away to these people and they would hurt me without me being aware that I was being hurt, putting myself in all these different positions that allowed people to take advantage of me, to step all over me, to even get used at many times. And it's like, if you truly love yourself, you guys, ladies, even guys out there, if you really love yourself, don't give yourself away to just anybody. Like, you're so much better than that. You're so much better than that. And it's like, I finally get it. I finally understand. And it's like, why couldn't I get it sooner, you know? But like, I'm just so happy. I'm sorry to myself. I'm sorry for hurting her. I'm sorry for not realizing sooner, but I'm just so thankful for all the lessons. I'm so thankful for this moment, and I'm so thankful to be crying because this understanding is amazing. Like, it feels so good to understand what it means to really, really love yourself. Today I woke up and I wasn't feeling like the best person. And so I texted my best friend and she said, well, why don't you go for like a walk or a run with Peanut? And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. And so I decided to put on this, acoustic guitar music because I realized the other day that I love music. I love it so much. Like, it's my life. Music is my life. And how come I'm not doing that? How come I'm not out there being a singer or playing music or doing what it is I want? And not just for fame or for people, for money, but for myself. You know, like, how come I'm not doing that for me? How come I'm doing everything else for my ego mind that is just so caught up in wanting fame and success and money? Oh my goodness, my nose is so stuffy. But my friend, Sasha, hi Sasha, if you're watching this, she told me, she was like, go for a run, you'll feel better. And for the longest time in a while, going outside and just walking around the neighborhood, deciding to just go wherever my heart goes, wherever I want to go. And it was just so nice to be in that moment and be mindful of my surroundings. Like, I went walking around the neighborhood, something I don't really usually do, and I was just passing up all these houses and these cars and just people watching, like Sonder. If you don't know what Sonder is, it's like the realization of when you look at other people and you understand that they too have their own lives with their own problems and stuff and things that they have to worry about. But it's just coming to an understanding that, like, at the end of the day, we're just human and we're all just trying to, like, get through life and really find ourselves and understand ourselves. And I want to share this, and I know it's like I'm putting myself in a very vulnerable situation, but it's amazing. It feels so good. It feels so good to understand self-love. If you guys haven't read this book or seen this book, I highly recommend anybody to pick it up. It is called The Answer is Simple. Love Yourself, Live Your Spirit by Sonia. I don't know her last name. And you can get it on Amazon, I think, for like $13 or $15, but it's literally a blueprint to life, okay? And you know what? Here, let me go grab it really quick. It has come to my understanding that my purpose is to shed light, and in doing so, I'm able to help others that might be feeling the same way as me, because I would hate for anybody to be feeling the same way that I do, because it's like, growing up, I had a rough upbringing. And I never talk about it because it's painful. And for the longest time, I kept using that as an excuse. And I kept targeting all of those past emotions, living in the past, and using all of that as blame and hurtfulness for this person that I evolved or made of myself, thinking that this person was always going to be me. And I would take those negative and nasty toxic emotions and bring it into my life with friends, family, my relationships, and it caused so many heartbreaks and so many different emotions and things that in the end it left me lonely, because I didn't know how to understand accepting when someone cared about me, that they just wanted me to be a better person, that they would give me, certain advice or things that helped me in life. And instead of receiving it with love, I would use it and attack them because I would feel like I was playing a victim. But instead, I'm no longer a victim. I am a champion. I am a champion who has been through challenges, and I refuse to ever label myself as a victim again. But this book by Sonia Choquette, Honestly, it's probably one of the most amazing books you could ever read in life. It's just honestly so amazing. I just wanna like skim through it, okay? And so it starts off by let me see, just by welcoming your spirit. And when you welcome your spirit, this is by, say, just getting over yourself and, you know, your false self, your ego self. And you have to disconnect from your false self in order to connect with your authentic divine self, your spirit. And if you don't know what a spirit is, when we're born, you know, we're born into this life as a human being, right? Everybody's human at the end of the day, but you also have to understand that to life there is a spiritual side. There is a God. There is a higher being within this universe, you know, that has created everything for us. But we are a spirit. And deep down, when you understand that everything is energy, everything is a frequency level, everything is connected, we're all one. And it's amazing to think that, because it's like, I love nature, I love trees, and I got to travel, and today just walking around and being grounded, sitting on the floor, like on the concrete at this park, you know, this soccer field, and just sitting in the grass, walking through the grass, feeling the trees, hugging the trees, and understanding that life is life. Life is happening for us and not against us. So you should never take anything that happens to you so personal. Like any bad thing that happens, it's a blessing, because yeah, you may have gotten a flat tire, but maybe now that flat tire has given you time to be at home with your family. And so when you look at it like this, it's like, you know, I was sick, I got COVID. And so these past weeks I've been at home. And at first I was like so concerned, because I was like, man, I can't go back to work. I just got a new job. I have no money. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for rent. You know, I made these stupid decisions this year and went from like $30,000 to $0 because of COVID. And having that sense of, you know, wow, I had all this money, to, oh shit, I'm broke again. It's scary to think about. But I finally understand that the universe was actually telling me that, hey, it's okay sometimes to just sit back, relax, and just be you. Like, stop being so worried about everything else in your life. All this stuff doesn't matter. And I didn't get it, but now I do. And it's like, I love life, you guys. It's amazing. But it goes into talking about, you know, different types of spirits. You know, you could be an airy spirit, a fiery spirit, a watery spirit, or an earthy spirit. And the more that you dive into this, you can start to see whether, you know, you are patient and affectionate, or you might be maybe nurturing, emotional, maybe sensitive at times. You could be assertive or communicative or even confident. And if not, you might be even inventive or curious or even objective. But that's your spirit. That's who you are. Deep down, it doesn't matter what job you have or how much money you have or anything that has to deal with your ego self, the material world, right? When you're brought into this world that you get brainwashed into because of society and what people think of you. But this book it was just so amazing, because it hits all the points in explaining stuff of like connecting with your soul family. You know, everybody has a soul family, and sometimes in life our blood family isn't one that we resonate with, and it's okay. Sometimes there's toxic energies in our life that we have to come to grow out of and understand. But the world is already a crazy place, and the world is already so toxic and just crazy that, like, why would you want to be that person? Why would you want to bring more of that into this world? Instead, you can bring kindness, you can bring happiness and joy, and choose to be the bigger person and forgive. Be the bigger person and learn that it's okay, because sometimes in life, like with your parents, maybe they didn't know how to love. Maybe they didn't have someone to tell them these things. And so instead of being the best parent that they could be, they just lashed it out on you. And so that's what you had to grow up with. And it's this understanding to life that life isn't personal. You shouldn't take it personal, because it's life. You know, it's not your problem. It just is. And if you keep going in this book, it talks about leading with your spirit, you know, and when you lead with your spirit, it's just understanding like different things with meditation and gratitude, which is very, very important things in your life, because when you learn to meditate, you are at peace with your thoughts, your mind, your body, and your spirit. And you're not so caught up in your ego mind, thinking about the next move, the next thing. And when you also get to be grateful for things, you'll start to understand that there's this amazing happiness in being grateful for the little things. And even if you overlook it, you have to understand that like everything in life is a blessing. And you have to understand that there's so many things in life to be grateful for, but also understand that life is a gift, and everything that we have in it, it's an amazing gift that we overlook every single day. Like from seeing with our eyes, understanding that we are human, we can listen, we have a heart that breathes, you know, and beats and moves blood in our body to keep us healthy. We have a mouth to talk and eat and taste amazing food. We have such wonderful colors that, you know, I'm sorry if you're colorblind, but amazing colors everywhere that we get to see, you know, and experience. And it's just miraculous. It's spectacular. But you keep going in this book, and it guides you to saying, you know, to keep the balance in life. Like this little part, I just want to read it to you. It says, this step sensitizes you to the energetic causes of living in an ego-based world and guides you to replenish your spirit when drained and overtaxed. The practice that follows will further connect you to your creative source, which will protect you from the negativity that abounds in such an ego-based world. Through meditation, you'll tap into the endless store of love and devotion the universe has for you. And so whenever you're feeling lonely, or whenever you're feeling sad, or if you have these bad vibes within you, I highly recommend to meditate. And lately I've been more on this really huge spiritual journey. And meditation has been something, honestly, very amazing, where I'm able to find peace within myself and understand myself. And who I am, my actions that I have been, you know, reciprocating to people in life, and just like really understand deep down everything else that just like has to play a part, you know. When I'm feeling a lot of anxiety or scared of, you know, the next move or whatever it is, about living either in the past or in the future, instead of the present moment, meditation brings you back to that present moment, and it opens you up to be at peace and be with one within your surroundings. My biggest advice is, if you don't know how to meditate, just simply go on YouTube, and there's so many meditational guides and things that you can follow. But one of the biggest ones that you can do is, when you meditate, you know, you take 3 deep breaths, and you breathe in through your nose, hold it for a second, and let it out, and you give out this big relief of sigh, and you do it 3 times, and it brings your attention to your breath, and you become more calm, and your thoughts and everything going on in there starts to calm down. And what you can do as a meditation is envision as you're meditating yourself and just picture this door. And when you go through this door, wherever it may lead you to, it could be simply in your living room, it could be simply outside, or maybe it could be, across the country or an amazing beach, or maybe viewing and stargazing with the stars in Sedona, wherever it may be. But envision yourself walking with God. And I know God might be a touchy subject for some people, but this higher being, it could be your divine self, it could be your spirit guide, it could be whatever God or whatever higher being you believe in, you can envision that person, okay? And as you're going through walking within your meditation, release all of the feelings and everything that you want to tell God. And this is a great way to lay out everything that you've been feeling, and for you to connect with this higher power that exists within this universe, okay? And once you're done, just continue to sit in this silence for a moment and appreciate the moment, and perhaps this divine being, God, or whoever it is that is there, might have something to say to you, and if not, they might not. And then simply walk back and come back to you. And this meditation is one way to really lead with your spirit, really be one with your spirit, and also just be able to talk about your emotions, because sometimes in life, we are so quick to go to others for opinions and advice instead of ourselves, and oftentimes it leads us to guided emotions rather than following our heart, which is the most important thing. Our ego is always so quick for us to tell us things and like, no, you shouldn't do that, or no, that's not right. But instead, don't listen to your heart. Don't do what you think is right. Do what you feel is right within your heart. That's the most important thing. And as you continue to the end of this book, you start to really understand more, and it reminds you to remember what you love. A lot of people in life, when they are really, when they're upset, or you see that their life is no longer vibrant, or their eyes are just very dull, it's because they have nothing to live for, because they were so caught up in their ego mind that they let society and people and everything around them dictate that and control their life, and they didn't allow their heart to speak up because they were so afraid. I saw this girl on TikTok yesterday who said that she's so depressed because she's living for everyone else around her and not herself. And when she looks in the mirror, she's disgusted by who she is and who she's looking at. And it's like, that is so sad to me, because that means that she has gotten to a point in her life where she just has nothing to live for anymore, because she doesn't love anything. She doesn't see that she's an amazing being. She really is, but she doesn't see that. And so when you remember what you love, you wake up that spirit that's inside of you, that child, everything that you loved doing as a kid, like painting, rollerblading, or going biking, or fishing, all these things that you love, that you forget and you grow out of because society and people told you that these things weren't good things that you should do, or it wasn't going to make you money. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And for you to listen to them is even more stupid of you, because you're hurting yourself without knowing it. And I want to share this. I want to share and spread light to the world, because it took me 24 years, you guys, to understand this amazing meaning. And the reason why it took me so long is because I never had the alone time to myself. I was giving myself away to everybody. And ever since I was 11, I had serial dated constantly, back to back to back to back, all the way up until recently in March of this year. Now it is November, And I have had so much time within quarantine and so much time to travel and understand more to life and myself as a being, as a person, as a spirit, and as a soul. Do things for you. Like, eat healthy because you want to feel good and look good. Go work out because you just want to remain and live a long life and remain healthy. Do things for you, right? Sage your space. Burn some Palo Santos in your house because you want to cleanse all the bad and negative energy in your life. I have become very spiritual lately and I am loving it. I have this amazing necklace that I get to wear. It's a selenite necklace and it cleanses your energy. It keeps you so pure, so sacred. Burning incense is a good way to also help, yourself as well too. And before this video gets even any more longer, keep moving on with life. Dance, laugh, listen to music. These are the most 3 important things in life. And at least to me, laughter is important. Okay, music is important, and dancing or moving, whatever it is that you choose to move, if it's just going out for a walk or maybe it's, riding your bike, when you move and you're constant in that action, your mind doesn't have a chance to really, be negative and tell you these things, because in that moment it probably will fight you for 5 to 10 minutes and then it gives up because your spirit will take over and you just dance. You know how like in the movies when you just feel the music and you just dance with the wind. Like, that's what life is about. And that's why cavemen back then, and you see all these movies and people in Africa, why it's so amazing for these people to live the way that they are or live the way that they live, is because they understand this secret. And the secret to life is to just live it and be yourself. It's literally that simple. It's not about worrying about when you're going to pay your bills or how you're going to pay your bills. Yes, all of that is stressful. All of that is painful. You have so many things to worry about. But don't be so caught up in that ego mind that you forget what's right in front of you and that you forget to live life. Live it. And if it's hard for you to do that, step outside of your comfort zone. And sometimes maybe a change into your surrounding, a change in space is something that you can look into. Like, just simply drive somewhere, like for an hour outside, and sit with your emotions if you're feeling a certain way, because it'll make you feel better. Because like, we're so caught up in having the same routine, the same cycle, that we're afraid of change. But change is what we need in order for us to understand that life is always going to continue to move with or without you. And it doesn't matter like what you're going through, because everyone has their own shit to go through. Everyone has stuff, but all this stuff, that's not life. Life isn't about making this much money. Life isn't about getting that dream house. Like, those are materialistic goals. And when people talk about, well, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful, but they relate it to material things instead of life. I am so blessed and so grateful to be alive because I get to understand more every single day about human beings and myself as a soul on this little journey that I'm slowly tapping into, because I want to be able to talk to my ascended masters. I want to be able to understand what my angels are telling me through messages. If you're seeing signs and numbers everywhere, I want to be able to connect to that world, and understand more about who I really am and why I came here and why God chose me and what I'm doing here, there's this amazing little passage that in this book it talks about how there's this village in Africa, and they don't argue, you know, they don't argue or have any emotions of angriness or anything that relates to, honestly, the ego mind. And it's because when there's a situation or a problem, they'll do is the whole tribe within the village, right? Everybody, the whole village will come about and get into this circle, and they will dance until there's no more anger. They'll dance until all of that emotion goes away. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just emotions within our ego mind that we're not understanding. But when you truly understand that, like, everything's gonna happen, like, regardless. So why react? Why get upset? Why get mad? Why get irritated? Just be patient, you know? Be patient with life, and life will play itself out for you if you believe in it, if you love it, and if you trust it. And if you made it this far in this video, whoever you are, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for watching me. And thank you for listening to these words, because I'm learning every day. And who I aspire to be, I want to be, you know, those life gurus that sits there and is very, like, at ease and peaceful, you know, with life. Like on SpongeBob, that one guy when he's like, you know, what does he say? He's like that one surfer dude who's like, what with the I forgot what he said. Damn it. If someone knows what I'm talking about, please, like, say it in the comment. Oh, the power within. The power within. Right? Like, I want to be that guy. I want to be so in tune with my spiritual world, my spiritual self, because it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. We only have one life to live, so make it the best that you can possibly make it.